With just 6 races remaining in the 2024 F1 season, Max Verstappen is poised to claim his 4th consecutive world title. However, his Red Bull car has struggled in recent months, and he hasn't won a race since the Spanish Grand Prix in Barcelona in June. Meanwhile, McLaren's resurgence, led by Lando Norris, has narrowed the gap to just 52 points. Ahead of next week's United States Grand Prix at the Circuit of the Americas, reports suggest Verstappen may face another grid penalty before the season ends, which could open the door for Norris to make a late season push for the championship. Could the championship battle take a shocking turn in these final races? McLaren now leads the constructors' standings with 4 wins since Verstappen's last victory. Norris, having secured 2 wins in the past 4 races, is making a strong bid for his first world title. While Verstappen still holds a considerable lead, McLaren currently has the fastest car on the grid, and the FIA may tip the balance further in Norris's favour. Verstappen previously took a 10-place grid penalty at Spa for an engine change, which hurt his chances in that race, and speculation suggests he could face another penalty soon. According to BBC one reporter, Andrew Benson, Verstappen may be forced into another engine change, while no such issues loom for Norris, potentially giving him a critical advantage. There is said to be a possibility Verstappen will have taken another engine before the end of the season, and therefore get a 5-place grid penalty. With Norris, there has been no suggestion of it. He has not had a penalty yet. He has used all his permitted 4 engines already, but the same is true of every driver. After a brief pause, the F1 season is gearing up for an electrifying conclusion with 2 triple headers to wrap things up. Following the sprint weekend in Austin, the Mexico City and São Paulo Grand Prix will follow. Red Bull team principal Christian Horner has outlined the team's expectations for their upcoming upgrade package, set to debut at the United States Grand Prix later this month. Several teams will also introduce their final updates at the Circuit of the Americas, having used the 4-week gap between Singapore and the USA to optimize their performance for the final stretch. Horner noted that Red Bull's latest upgrade is designed to make the RB20 easier to handle, aiming to boost driver confidence for the remaining races. Well, I think for all of the teams, it's a natural point in time in the year that all teams will bring something for Austin. We're hearing Ferrari have got something sizable. I think Mercedes, McLaren, they will all be bringing something. Now, I think what we're looking to do is to build on the understanding we've started to really get a clear picture on since Monza, and take a car there which is well balanced between both of its axes. It inspires the confidence of the driver. It's a very different challenge. That first sector is very high speed. They've resurfaced parts of the circuit as well, so that's another variable thrown in. It's a sprint weekend, so you've got to hit the ground running. You've got to take into account all of those elements. The whole team has been working incredibly hard in understanding the issues, addressing them, and getting hopefully remedies on the car for Austin. Horner has reiterated his previous comments, stressing that Red Bull's current challenges date back to 2023, even during their period of dominance. In 2023, Red Bull Racing had an exceptional season, winning 21 out of 22 races. As the 2024 season began, many anticipated a continuation of that dominance, but the season has not gone as expected. Verstappen has spoken about the difficulties the team is encountering, suggesting that some of these issues could be linked to their aging wind tunnel. Verstappen speculated that the RB20 is suffering, as it is difficult to get the car's floor upgrades right under the new regulations. It seems trickier than that everyone thinks. It's a lot more sensitive with upgrades than under previous regulations. The Austrian team are known to have a relatively outdated wind tunnel when compared with the rest of the grid, as the team are working on a new facility. Verstappen discusses whether the wind tunnel's age is affecting the car's performance. It's true that we have a fairly old wind tunnel, but until this year, it did everything right. Some things are just hard to understand. I think it is just extremely difficult to fine-tune things perfectly or to get exactly the right data out of it. Max Verstappen turned 27 last month and still has plenty of time left in his F1 career if he chooses to continue. However, this is where the uncertainty lies. as Verstappen has repeatedly hinted that he may retire from the sport much earlier than expected. He is currently contracted with Red Bull until 2028, by which time he will be 31. While he hasn't ruled out the possibility of extending his contract with Red Bull, or even switching to a rival team, he insists that there likely won't be much more to come on either front. Everything that awaits in the future is still a long way off and not an issue right now. My next step, if there is one, will be the last. This year, Verstappen has faced pressure from Mercedes, with team principal Toto Wolff keen to find the perfect replacement for Lewis Hamilton, who is heading to Ferrari. Wolff even attempted to capitalize on any potential internal discord at Red Bull by openly courting the three-time F1 champion. However, it soon became evident that Verstappen had no intention of leaving. Wolff eventually shifted his focus, promoting Mercedes' own rising talent, 18-year-old Andrea Kimi Antonelli, to race alongside George Russell. Reflecting on his future, Verstappen highlighted the importance of loyalty, stating, "It's very easy to change teams, but I don't want my career to be marked in this way. I don't want to be part of 4 or 5 different teams. I want to build a long and stable relationship with everyone in the team, and I want to feel at home somewhere. Changing teams is not really my thing, and it is not something I want to do at this stage of my career." With just 6 races left in the 2024 season, including 3 sprint races, the battle for the World Championship is intensifying. Lando Norris's dominant performance at the Singapore Grand Prix, where he finished nearly 21 seconds ahead of the competition, reaffirmed McLaren's position as the team to beat. His victory also closed the gap in the drivers' standings, although Verstappen remains in first place. While Norris admits there have been missed opportunities to narrow the gap further this season, his commanding win in Singapore has boosted his confidence, and he'll be aiming to carry that momentum into the remaining races. The United States Grand Prix is the next race in 2024, and Norris and McLaren will want to try and do anything in their power to find that extra pace that could lead them to a double title-winning season in 2024. Life has not changed. It's just working in different ways to try and unlock more performance. It's as simple as that, really. The 2024 F1 season is heading toward a thrilling conclusion. Max Verstappen remains in control for his 4th consecutive title, but McLaren's recent surge, led by Lando Norris, has made the outcome far less certain. Could Verstappen's potential grid penalties give Norris the opening he needs to close the gap? Or will Red Bull's latest upgrades help Max maintain his lead? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Are we in for a dramatic last-minute title upset? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell to stay updated on all the latest F1 news.